folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
We're the
therapist.
most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
How to cure shin splints in about 5 minutes. Now, we're not going to exaggerate here. It's not one time 5 minutes and your shin splints are going to be gone. We're saying 5 minutes at a time. You're going to have to devote to this. So maybe twice a day or once a day, 5 minutes.
Right, precise. And there's a few things in there, but you know, we're not just trying to pull the wool over your eyes, but it doesn't take a great deal of time to work on them, and then, you know, you just need to do it consistently, which is kind of the way life is, you know.
Right, and especially if you have true shin splints and you're not having a stress fracture. If you have a stress fracture in the lower limb, none of this is going to help. I mean, it isn't.
Right.
I mean, the only thing that's going to help is rest on that.
And
so,
you know, we do have a video to how to test
distinguish between the two.
Right.
So, by the way, if you are new to our channel,
that's right, Bob.
Please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, if you get a chance, go over to the Facebooks and like us. Bob and Brad, we have the sign made up just for that purpose.
Yes.
Because we promise you that we're going to send positive vibes your way if you send us likes our way.
Yeah, kind of got lost there.
It's reciprocating.
Yeah, we're doing this kind of a thing. Yeah. So shin splints, Bob. There's two types, okay? And actually, I sacrificed my leg, Bob.
You sacrificed your body.
I did. I was going to use Sam, but I said no. I'm going to just actually expose myself a little bit here. And
Brad, it's a family show.
Well, this is as far as you get.
He's even got the words on there, the letters on there.
Abbreviation here. So there's the anterior tib and the posterior tib, and those are the muscles that can develop the pain causing shin splints. Now, if you look at my wonderful drawing here, see the red lines represent the muscle belly of the anterior tibialis, and the bone they connect to is the anterior tib.
Right.
Anterior tibialis.
Tibia.
Yeah, there you go. You got that, Lonnie?
Well, it's the tibia.
Tibia.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The muscle.
See, that's why I need a little help because, you know.
So the tibia, and you know, it's not just the muscle, it's the tendinous material that attaches to it.
Right. So there's actually micro tears where the muscle connects to the bone, and that can cause pain.
Right. Okay. A good deal of pain.
Right. So they're typically along here, more on the outside or the lateral side if you have anterior tibialis problems.
Right.
And if it's on the medial side, the inside here, if you look.
Can you turn a little more, Brad?
There you go. It's tough at this age with your leg up. Here we got, now this muscle, the posterior tib, is actually deep inside.
Yeah.
It's not the muscle where you can, right under your skin, but it's deep in there, and it connects to the bone on the back side, and that's where the micro tears occur for that. So there's different ways to treat each of these. So that's what we need to go over.
Which one do you want to go over first, Brad?
Well, Bob, I was thinking the anterior
You got
tib.
the power.
There you are. Now, causes. What can cause these? A few things is like if you're the weekend warrior, you don't do too much running, and then you go out and run. Particularly on harder surfaces, you're more likely to develop shin splints.
You also have to watch on the camber of the surface. You know, if your road is slanted one way and you're always running the same direction on that, you want to switch it up once in a while because that puts a certain stress on your lower limb that is more likely to cause you to get shin splints on one side.
Yeah, but revealing all the secrets. You know, if you can run on the grass or you know, trails, dirt trails, that's better than running on concrete.
Definitely want to cross train. You know, my son was a college runner, as your daughter's a college athlete too. And he actually, I mean, unfortunately, and with a therapist as a father, unfortunately, he developed shin splints as a senior, and he had to give up his season because I think his was to the point where he was getting some little micro fractures.
Sure, it was.
Yeah, it just wasn't going away.
Well, you know, at that college level, they push pretty hard.
And they do, and that's the thing. My son's kind of a big guy for a runner, and he's pounding on the surface, and they try to increase his miles, but they did a lot of cross training.
Sure.
I mean, they always had one day a week where they did not do any running.
So bicycling and running, get that
swimming.
involved. Yep, you bet, non-weighter and whatnot. So they want to know, the people here really want to know what these
5-minute treatments are.
Yeah, we're babbling away here. So for the anterior tib, we're going to start out with the foam roller. This is one nice little thing that you can do is, now this is a 6-inch foam roller. This is a lower density one, so it's not really hard. And that's what you're going to want to use. Now
And
this is a
actually-
new one that we've just got.
Yeah, this is from OPTP also, and it's kind of a smaller one, and I thought it's kind of neat because it's also kind of a softer one.
Right.
So
And look at the color, it's beautiful.
yeah, beautiful.
So you're going to get on your foam roller, and the reason a soft one works better because you're going over that tibia, and that gets really painful if we were to use the black roller, the hard one. So I'm going to work this, and you can just work it back and forth and back and forth. I'm adjusting my weight by my hands here. If I want to put a lot of weight on it, you know, you could, but you're probably going to start out more gentle with it. And you're going to roll on here for, you know, at least a minute or so, working that anterior tib muscle. And what should happen is it may be painful at first, and after about 20 seconds of doing it, it should start to feel better, and you know you're doing the right thing then. If it just irritates it and gets worse and worse and worse, it's too flared up yet, you're going to need a cold pack on it.
You need to ice it up.
And give it some time off.
This is a good thing to do before running even, or before the event.
Sure.
You know, whether it's basketball or whatever it is.
Now,
And Brad, are you going to mention stretching that muscle?
oh
too,
yeah,
which is kind of
you
in the
better
same
believe it.
direction?
That's the second one. Now you could stretch before you do this or
Sure.
after. And the nice thing about this one, it's easy to stretch. You can just go like this and sit on it, and you know, gently sit, and you were getting a nice stretch because we're plantar flexing that muscle, the ankle, which pulls and stretches.
Wasn't it Sit On It, Potsy from Happy Days?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, sit on
That's
it,
a long
Potsy.
time ago.
Yeah,
Now,
somebody will remember that.
You can just plantar flex like this, and this motion will stretch that muscle as well. You can do some massage with your hands, your thumbs
Oh yeah,
on there.
self-massage is
Yeah.
a really good one to do, especially if you're, you know, sitting in the
Oh.
office or sitting in a classroom. You
Oh,
can,
look at that. I'm getting rid of my
Yeah,
red
y-
lines already.
yeah, you're rubbing
I
it
should
right
have
away.
used a Sharpie instead of these water-based ones. Bob, can you hand me the...
Sure, Pure Wave?
Yeah, give me the Pure Wave. Now, if you find, you know, the nice thing about doing a massage is you get a little more specific to that spot. But your fingers get sore after about a minute and tired. So if you want to get a massager that's going to help that out, the Pure Wave is probably what we like for sure the best. It percusses and it gets quite aggressive.
Yeah, it kind of like a jackhammer almost.
Right, yeah. Except for they got this nice squishy air foam head.
Air-filled head, yeah.
And that works nice because when you get close to that bone, it's not going to hurt. You're going to respond.
Yeah, they have different heads you can put on. You might want to go with a pointer head eventually if you want to really dig into the muscle.
Yeah, once you find that soft spot, whoa, yeah.
So again, my son was doing all these things, and again, I don't mean to be a pessimist here, but you know, if there's actually a fracture, none of this is going to help.
Yeah,
And-
if the
and-
tibia has got a hairline fracture in it,
Yeah.
and you know you're only going to find that with X-rays, and then you got to have a radiologist look at it and that
Yeah.
type of thing.
I think they often even do it with a bone scan sometimes too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, there's one thing that's going to be really interesting. If you do have anterior tibialis shin splints, and you're a runner, and you're a heel strike runner, you come down on your heel, which probably the majority of people are. Every
Yeah,
time
so
you,
they hit there.
yeah, every time you hit there, that anterior tib muscle is really working hard. We call it eccentrically so that you don't get foot slap. You don't have to think about this. Your body automatically does it. So when you heel strike, the muscle's working really hard, pulling on that injured area as you come through. I'm going in slow motion here when you run, and then you push off. So that heel strike is really the point where you get the stress on the muscle and the bone. So if you change your running style and you
Which
become
you did, right, Brad?
Yep, which I did, and become a 4-foot runner where your heel never touches the ground. It's not easy to do. It took me about 3 seasons
And
to get good at it.
I changed too, and you know, it just you're gonna be less injury prone, I think,
Right.
just by becoming a 4-foot runner.
Yeah.
There's a whole videos on this.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's videos, there's books on it. We both
Yeah.
read a couple books on it.
Yeah.
But it really has been a difference in my running. It makes you faster too, by the way, typically. Now, my wife is a natural 4-foot runner.
Sure.
She didn't have to try to work at it. And she had shin splints just in the last few weeks. That's what brought me onto this video. And she says, boy, my shins hurt when I walk, but when I run, zero pain. And I thought, I had to think about it a while. Then I remembered she's a 4-foot runner. So when you land on your 4-foot, the anterior tib doesn't have that.
it doesn't have to fire like it
Right.
does the
It
other
doesn't
way.
have that aggressive eccentric contraction that you have with a heel strike runner. So you may want to change that, but that definitely is not a 5-minute fix. That takes a little while to convert for most people.
Right.
Now, posterior tib. Now that is the muscle in the back. It's deep in there. Some of the treatment is similar, and which is take your foam roller, but we're going to get in it from this side, and we're going to get deep into that soleus muscle, which is really in there. You gotta, it's in there, Bob.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the posterior tibialis.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
And I'm going to go like
deep in there.
this to really, when I put all my weight through there, it gets deep. And I'm going to roll, and I'm going to actually turn this direction so my toe goes this way to get to the medial or the inside part of that calf. Whoa, and you can feel it. And you're going to roll on that for a minute or two.
Now with this one, it's going to be more important to do this other stretch.
Right.
The stretch where you actually do the heel cord stretch, but you're going to want to, you want to do it with that board, Brad?
Yeah, well, why don't you do it on the floor, and then we'll show them the best.
Okay.
So you're doing the back leg?
Sure.
So,
I'm keeping the heel down.
Yep.
And you're going to want to do it with the knee straight.
Yep.
But you're definitely going to want to do it with the knee bent.
because that gets into that soleus muscle that's giving the problem.
And the posterior tibialis.
Posterior tib, right.
Yeah. It really focuses right on that muscle.
Yeah.
So you can do it also with a slant board.
And I'm telling you, a slant board is the best way, in my opinion, to stretch the muscles
straight,
there.
and also, and this is where it really pays off because you can really get into that.
Feel it right back in that area. And you're going to hold these stretches up to 30 seconds if you can do that.
Yeah, especially if you're having problems with
Yep.
it. It's something, and
Yep.
you'll find out quite often that muscle really is tight on you if you're having a posterior tibialis.
And between rolling it and the stretching it like that, you're going to get that muscle pliable, get the circulation in there, which it needs to heal. Now, if it's still really tender, and you get a cold pack that wraps around your leg, not just a little one, but you can make a nice big one. We've got some nice videos on how to make some.
Yeah, you really want to freeze it up. So, all right, we want to appreciate everybody for watching. Thanks.